problem, right, with these agitators and these protesters. If you let them keep doing this crazy shit, they get worse and worse and worse. At some point, you gotta fucking hit these dumb back and let them know that there's consequences. Just like Anus and Reach made video after video after video after video. Now I'm hitting them back. You have to make it where it's painful for them to keep doing what they're doing. You could be nice, but at some point, you gotta hit these motherfuckers back. That's the only thing people respond to a lot of the times. You have to make it more painful for them to hit you for fear of retaliation.
Everyone is losing it. Actually, all across the nation, people are protesting en masse because of the shooting involving an ICE.
Well, what nation? Not Canada. You. What are they protesting again? They're protesting being run by. You talking about, bro? Not your nation. Get the out of here, bro. These dudes are Canadians, by the way, in case people don't realize. I always find it funny that foreigners love to talk about our policies of what we got going on when their country's in shambles.
Officer and a woman who's a U.S. citizen in her car.
Yeah, we didn't have access to this footage before we hit the record button.
Okay, now see, we didn't have access to the footage before we hit the record button, but now we do.
Or to add, so here's footage from the actual officer's perspective.
It's an act of terrorism.
My only question is, if you guys thought this she was this dangerous domestic terrorist, if she was a domestic terrorist and some dangerous perp, why would you circle the car like this and be in front of it, putting yourself in danger?
Niggas are bro. Do you know that someone is a domestic terrorist right away when they do some bullshit? Do you know someone's a criminal a lot of the times right away? No, they pull out the gun and fucking shoot your dumbass. Dumb fuck? Like what? What kind of if they're domestic terrorists, why would you circle around the car? For the same reason that banks are open, people walk into the bank, then they pull out the gun, then you realize, oh, it's a bank robber. Like, nigga, what? Criminals hide amongst the innocent.
You understand what happened.
What I saw from the video is that
this stupid ass nigga, here we go. Hard commentary.
I don't know why she was positioned that way in the street, but from what I saw,
she was there to impede the ICE officers from doing their jobs, which once again shows why you're not even qualified to talk about this. You don't even know what the fuck she was doing there. So the context of the entire shooting is completely missed in your awkward and analysis is probably going to come up right now.
She was waving cars by and waved again, and the car stopped, and then the ICE agents got out.
So the government's...
Yes, because they were trying to block law enforcement from getting into the area to do immigration enforcement.
Count is that one of the ICE officers was stuck in a snowbank, and as a result of that, they were trying to get him out. During that time, a lot of people were kind of chasing them out because people have been going against ICE everywhere they've been. And during this time, they're claiming that this lady was part of the people blocking them in, and as they were trying to leave, that's where some of them approached.
Sure. What the government is saying doesn't match what I saw. The cop that allegedly...
Nigga, you just said a second ago, you don't know why she's there.
Shoots her, gets out of the car, circle around the car with his phone out. The second thing that is weird is whenever you do a stop, there's a way to position yourself. And in front of the vehicle is not where the position is. True. They don't. You're driving. They're not.
He was recording. He didn't anticipate that she was going to fucking gun it right towards him. And she did, which is why he shot. Shit happens.
Positioning themselves there. They're behind. It's the same thing that happens there.
This isn't a typical traffic stop. Again, another brain dead take from these dudes.
This dude goes in front of. And then the other thing that struck me and that was kind of weird was the way the whole thing happened. Phone, let me shoot. And then the way he holstered and just casually walked to the car that was later on after that crashed because the lady was probably stepping on the gas while she expired. It's just the way that he was like, let me holster this and let me just... There was no procedures. Nobody was trained. All right, get out of the car and start to yank on the door. The agent, the way he was acting, it felt like he wanted to shoot someone.
Oh my God, bro. Yo, see? And this is what I call like progressive cope. Anytime there's like a law enforcement shooting, the number one thing that they always say, I was waiting for these niggas to say this. The number one thing they always say is, bro, they just wanted to shoot, man. They went into work that day clocking in saying, let's kill somebody. Let's fucking kill somebody. Yeah, that's what law enforcement does. Niggas clock in, get their guns out, and they're just trying to shoot somebody. Bro, shooting somebody is the worst thing that you could do, bro. No one wants to get in a shooting, ever. Ever. You open yourself up to criminal liability, you open yourself up to civil liability, you open the fucking enormous amount of stress. You can't fucking, you get taken off of cases. No fucking cop wants to shoot motherfuckers, bro. Trust me. Trust me. But only retards like these dumbass niggas and other progressives, right? And the reason why I'm cooking these motherfuckers is because what they're gonna say is gonna echo what a lot of progressives and leftists are gonna say. So let's cook these two and destroy everybody else in the process. This is what progressives always say. Cops wake up and just want to shoot people. No, motherfucker. No. And here's the thing. You could go ahead and say cops are evil, whatever, fine. That's all good. But let me give you the tangible reasons why they don't want to, okay? You open yourself up to an enormous amount of liability every single time you get in a shooting, both criminal and personal and civil, okay? So if you want to go ahead and say the cops are evil and they're soulless and all this other bullshit, that's totally fine. Totally cool. But understand that it does not benefit them whatsoever to get in a shooting, okay? Even the most evil person doesn't want to get sued or go to jail, okay? They really don't. It's the last resort, dude. Trust me.
As far as the legal case goes for this, everyone's going to have their take. A lot of people feel like it's clear cut.
It's clear cut. It's clear cut, clean shoot. And look, what he's going to say, it's probably going to say clear cut murder.
Murder? Am I...
Yo, how do I know what these niggas are gonna say? Bro, I did not watch this video beforehand, chat. I did not watch this video beforehand, but I already know what the progressive talking points are.
Experience whenever it involves law enforcement, whatever the public thinks is clear-cut murder doesn't really matter in legal standards, because you see it all the time with killings that happen on camera, with motherfucking pull-out guns just blasting everywhere. They get off almost all the time. So cops have pretty strong immunity, and I understand that DHS agents aren't necessarily cops, but they do operate as federal agents. So, they're going to have quite a lot of leeway in regards to how they fear for their lives. And the woman, when she's pulling out, nearly does, or kind of starts to hit the guy, but he's already on the side before he starts shooting. So
she fucking hit him, dude. It's clear as day that she hit him. And he clearly didn't see it coming. He's human. Guys, again, here's another thing too also that people got to understand. Use of force situations aren't perfect. The reason why he pulled out his gun and shot her was because he didn't know that was going to happen, right? Use of force doesn't get telegraphed a lot of times. You find out as it's happening and you have to make a rapid decision, split-second decision.
That's something they're going to figure out in a court of law. And I'm not going to sit here, they're going to jail. I don't know. If I had to put my money on it, they're not going to jail.
No, they're not going to.
Yeah, they're not. Because you and I both know that it's a clean shoe. But since you guys are progressives and most of your audience are progressives and brain dead, you guys have to take this progressive side so you guys don't lose your audience. That's why.
No. And
even if they did.
And these guys are chronic fence sitters, by the way. These guys, here's the thing. They cosplay as centrists, but they're actually progressives, these dudes. Just so you guys know. These motherfuckers are socialists.
Orange man's going to pardon him because he don't give a fuck about the law. The law means nothing to him. I'm going to Venezuela because of drugs. And then he pardons a former president who sold so much drugs in this country. Nothing matters.
Yeah, well, anyone that has a brain knows that the Venezuelan invasion had nothing to do with drugs. We understand this, yes.
So
matter. It's not
being accountable, don't count on it, in my opinion. When I watched the clip, I cued in on the exact same thing, which is why would you ever go in front of a vehicle that way?
You go around on the other side.
Because he was recording the vehicle, right? Documenting the incident, and then she fucking started driving at him. That's why, retard. That is why.
It's a really bad practice for the safety of yourself and for the situation, because you're going to make it escalate if you get.
And clearly, he didn't think that she was going to fucking try to run him over, okay? He did not think that she was going to run him over. And she tried.
100%.
And then you put yourself in jeopardy. So it's just bad police practice. But then also
see, notice how they're putting all the onus on the law enforcement official when she had been given lawful commands to get out the car. And instead of getting out the car, what does she do? She fucking, and here's the other thing too, you guys got to understand. As he's recording, he doesn't know that the other agent is coming up saying, get out the car. Or he didn't know that he was gonna say, get out the car the way that she did. So that obviously escalated the situation. Keep that in mind too, guys. He didn't know that the other guy was gonna get out the fucking car and say, get out the car. That obviously escalates the situation. So he had seconds to react to that. And the reaction was she decides to put it in reverse and floor it at him. Another important thing for you guys to understand, he was not the officer that escalated the situation. It was the other guy that did that.
The person in the car is also bad. But even if you get them, if their foot is still on the pedal and they just press, which is very natural for a lot of people to do, they're running right into a house in a residential area. If the cameraman was not behind the thing but in front, he might have got hit by the car. So it's really stupid in so many different ways, him shooting at the car. People saying, well, this woman's, first off, she wasn't going that fast.
This is what cops do all the time. You always shoot at the fucking car if they're shooting and they're coming at you. Okay? What?
Shooting her ensures that she has no control of her vehicle. So it's not a good thing. And at the same time, fleeing.
This is a guy that has no fucking training, clearly. Dude, it's really interesting to watch people that have no law enforcement training give their fucking brain dead commentary.
Crime worthy of you having to shoot. Now, they're going to make the argument, if I'm being fair, where they're saying she's using this vehicle as a deadly weapon or whatever it could be.
And that's all that's needed to justify it is a deadly weapon. That's irrefutable.
You look at the position of the tires, she was not going towards.
Here we go. I knew that. I can do it. Bruh, do you think he can see the tire? From his position, can he see the fucking tire where it is? Most of these vehicles, a lot of the times, you can't see the fucking tire the way it's pointed when it's coming at you. And honestly, even if you could see it, it wouldn't matter, okay? We don't judge things on 20/20 hindsight. But honestly speaking, most modern vehicles, you cannot see the fucking direction of the tire in the wheel well, dumbass.
Officer, she was.
Of course, this nigga makes this brain dead commentary.
Going away from him.
And if I'm,
but then again, that's going to be me.
That's something they're going to argue in court.
Yeah, because the cop is not
you
seeing
can
that.
see he is quite close by the time it happened.
Yeah,
I'm telling you what the legal.
And here's the other thing too. they're not going to go off of what you two numbskulls say. They're going to go off of what was known to the officer at the time of the shooting. Was it reasonable? Was it proportionate? Okay. And honestly, given the facts and circumstances, based on what happened in the situation, it's going to be good. Your guys' commentary doesn't really matter, honestly. Law enforcement and use of force in general is never judged on 2020 hindsight like these motherfuckers are trying to give right now.
It's going to be.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you got to go beyond a reasonable doubt.
100%.
And you guys might not like this, but oftentimes cops get that doubt.
Oh, yeah.
More often than not.
100%.
It's not even part of DHS policy to go after somebody in terms of a chase like this.
In my 25
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. They commit a felony. You can have, and which they did commit a felony. They struck him, which is impeding. Again, don't know what you're talking about.
years, I've done
18 U.S.C. 111, impeding, obstructing, and or assaulting a law enforcement official. That is a felony.
hundreds of vehicle stops. If someone is fleeing, that is not a justification for the use of deadly force.
Under the Department of Homeland Security's use of force policy, firearms may not be discharged solely to disable a moving vehicle, and shooting at a moving vehicle is tightly restricted.
Yeah. See, it's funny. You know, it's funny because I know that memo because I've actually worked for the agency. That's within a chase, okay? See how they fucking framed that just now? See how they framed that? Yeah, shooting at a fleeing vehicle during a chase, yeah, you can't do that. And most law enforcement agencies, you can't do that. There's some rogue state police agencies out there that will let you shoot out tires, but in a chase, yeah. But this isn't a chase. This is a woman trying to run over a federal agent. Not the same whatsoever, Abba and Preach. See how they try to fucking frame that shit? Disingenuous fucking assholes. Holy.
So
To disable a moving Department of Homeland Security's use of
fleeing, that is not a justification for the use of deadly force.
Under the Department of Homeland Security's use of force policy, firearms may not be discharged solely to disable a moving vehicle, and shooting at a moving vehicle is tightly restricted.
But if it's coming at you in a self-defense fashion, that's different. That's an exception. I love how they're fucking using this memo, right, to say, oh, you can't shoot into a car when this is a completely different scenario. Not the same scenario whatsoever, you fucking dumbasses.
So my training was that you cannot use deadly or lethal force solely to stop a fleeing vehicle.
It's not about them fleeing. It tried to run him over, dude. Brain dead DEA agent. Literally, if a car's trying to run you over, you can shoot at that fucking vehicle. Absolutely all day.
1994, 95. We changed it in LAPD when I was there in 2004. But it's basically simple, which is if you're confronted by a moving vehicle that could be a threat to you, get out of the way of the vehicle and don't shoot at a car. Now, this is...
that's another law enforcement agency. Every law enforcement agency has a different thing. And here's the thing. Get out if you can. That's assuming perfect scenarios. Use of force isn't always perfect, okay? He clearly didn't see that she was going to fucking try to run him over. And she did. And he responded accordingly. Just like many use of force situations, you don't see it coming. You respond. And that's how he responded. And it was a justifiable response.
All the people who claim to care.
See, again, another stupid progressive going off of 2020 hindsight. Just get out the way, bro. Just get out the way of the moving car that's coming at you, bro. He did. He did, and he still got hit. Dumbasses.
About law and order or rules. They don't. Like I said, they're not even following their own rules and their own policy. But it goes even further than that.
The policy that you cited was based on pursuing a vehicle, not use of force in a life or death situation. Completely different. And I it's crazy how they just tried to, finesse that. They used the policy paper when it comes to use of force of pursuing a vehicle during a law enforcement operation, like pursuing a vehicle like they're running from you, versus use of force from a self-defense perspective.
Let's just listen a little bit more.
DHS law enforcement officers are prohibited from discharging firearms at the operator of a moving vehicle or other conveyance unless the use of deadly force basically it says unless it's...
This appears to be black and white.
Well, it does. And it also says a law enforcement officer must take into consideration...
No, bitch ass nigga, no. No. See what they just did there? He didn't want to read that second part. He didn't want to hear after. He didn't want to have to read after that unless. Saw that, chat? He didn't want to have to read after that unless. Fucking got him, man. Fucking.
Gotcha, bitch.
Caught that, chat?
Gotcha, bitch.
Didn't want to read after that unless. Because there's always exceptions, motherfuckers. There's always exceptions.
Vehicle or other conveyance officers are prohibited.
In their own policy. But it goes even further than that. Let's just listen a little bit more.
DHS law enforcement officers are prohibited from discharging firearms at the operator of a moving vehicle or other conveyance unless the use of deadly force basically it's...
Unless the use of deadly force is what? Oh, authorized. Oh, legal. Oh, yeah. And in this case, run him over with a car. Use of deadly force is justified. Thank you. Motherfuckers. CNN, bro. Fake news. Fake news. See, here's the difference. We're talking to someone here that understands the policy and understands that policy, okay, just so you guys understand, policy is always more restrictive than the law. I'm going to say that again. Just because something is prohibited by policy doesn't necessarily mean it's illegal. Policy is always going to be more restrictive than the law because policy is to protect the agency. So what are they going to do? They're always going to be more strict in the policy versus the law. So even if it is against policy, that does not necessarily mean it is illegal. And this is what I'm trying to say when I say people like Abba and Preacher are brain dead fuck that honestly have no fucking, they have no business even giving commentary on a topic like that's extremely complex, that has nothing to do with their shit hole country, that has nothing to do with their expertises. These guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about whatsoever. And the big reason why I'm reacting to them is because they're giving a lot of the stupid progressive left-wing dead point, brain dead talking points that everyone else is giving, right? This policy paper that they're even talking about, which this guy's scared to fucking read the rest of, by the way, because I'm right. Let me find this policy paper for you guys real quick. This use of policy paper. Yeah. In determining the appropriateness of particular use of force, the department is guided by the constitutional law. By constitutional law as determined by the U.S. Supreme Court, the Fourth Amendment supplies the constitutional baseline for permissible use of force by LEOs in the course of their official duties. Okay, so what does that mean? Use of force is basically they're deferring it to the law. Right now, obviously, they can have policy that's a bit more restrictive on it, but this particular one that they're talking about, and I know it because of obviously me working for DHS or whatever, when they're talking about shooting at a vehicle, they're talking about pursuing a vehicle and trying to stop said vehicle. You cannot shoot at a vehicle to try to shoot out the tires or whatever. That's what they're talking about. They're saying you cannot shoot at a moving vehicle. Okay? That's what they're talking about for the purpose of like disabling it during the course of a chase. Because there are some police agencies out there that allow troopers to shoot out tires. There are some crazy ass state agencies that still allow that shit.
So deadly force, basically it says, unless it...
This appears to be black and white.
Well, it does. And it also says a law enforcement officer must take into...
She stopped him right there where she said it's pretty black and white. I like how they did that.
...consideration the hazards that may be posed to law enforcement and innocent bystanders by an out-of-control vehicle.
They claim to want law and order, but they don't want it.
Seriously? This dude is a fucking idiot, bro.
You stupid.
This nigga's really...
What I predict is that this is going to escalate so much that eventually, I think within the year, winter's going to be over because a lot of these things happen in the blue states and stuff. And I can predict a shootout. It's going to escalate to shootout civilian against ICE. It's going to be a whole ass civilian war over there.
So this person doesn't follow company protocol, doesn't follow DHS protocol, isn't...
The government is not the same as a regular company. There is no company protocol. Policy protocol is going to be more restrictive than the law. Okay, so even if he doesn't follow policy, which he did, by the way, he did follow policy, but assuming he didn't follow policy, that's different than the legal standard. Policy is always more restrictive than the law. And agencies do that on purpose to create more protection and insurance for themselves.
Competent by any standard. And I'm just going to ask the question. Is this man a DEI hire? Just wondered. I'm just saying, I remember Charlie Kirk saying, if I see a black pilot, I'm a wonder. Okay, well, shit. I've seen a lot of traffic.
I told you he was going to come out with the Wakanda take over here.
Stops a lot of checkpoints. This is definitely the most incompetent one I ever seen.
One thing that I thought was interesting about this story is I got a chance to look up the officer himself because a lot of people have been trying to figure out who he is and what he's about.
What began as a planned federal immigration arrest took a violent turn in this quiet Bloomington neighborhood. Court documents say he repeatedly refused to comply before a federal agent took out his spring-loaded window punch with his right hand and broke the driver's side rear window. These images show the officer's hand in the vehicle. In this video, you can see the driver take off with the agent hanging from the car, dragging him 300 feet through front yards. These graphic images show the aftermath.
It's the same agent.
You know what's interesting? What these idiots don't realize is this actually makes his use of force defense even stronger. Like, these guys are so fucking that they don't realize that him getting dragged and this happening to him before actually strengthens his use of force case.
You stupid.
These two morons actually just made his case stronger. Good job. Good job. Because now, when he goes in, he gets interviewed by OPR, Office of Professional Responsibility, and probably more than likely, he might have to do an interview with the state police of Minnesota. He's probably going to do one interview with all of them, just sitting there, taking the statement, right? Because I doubt his lawyer would let him do multiple interviews with multiple different agencies or whatever, but he is going to have to give a statement. He's probably going to have to give it probably in the next day or two, right? To OPR and all this other shit. And then maybe OPR will furnish it to the other agencies, right? When he articulates himself and he gives his story, he is absolutely going to talk about how he's been dragged in a vehicle before, he's been hit by a vehicle before, and that played into his decision making when he pulled the fucking trigger. And guess what that's going to do? That's going to make his use of force even more what? Audience? It's going to make it more what? Reasonable. I hate to say it, chat, but any way you slice this shit, the shooting is clear. And not only is it clear, the fact that he has been a victim of this shit before is going to play into the justification for his force. So progressives look at this and say, see, it's and this guy got dragged in a car before. See, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. His training sucks. No, sir. No, this actually strengthens his use of force defense. But of course, these two niggas are too stupid to understand this because they're Canadian. And this is what I mean when I say we are superior to Abba and Preach in every single way. We're smarter than these niggas. We get better analysis than these niggas. We understand the law better than these niggas. I'm not over here talking about Canadian law. I don't give a fuck. Canada's a failed country. Who cares? But even from a cognitive standpoint, these niggas are brain dead analysis. What, is this supposed to make the case that he's been dragged or hit by a car before weaker? You idiot.
It's the exact same agent who pulled the gun and fired it on this lady.
Well,
Yep.
don't you see that he's the Punisher and his name is Frank Castle?
And this is what I mean when
You niggas are getting hit with the castle.
I say incompetence. I don't mind that these people are executing this warrant. This man's not supposed to be there. Deport him. Do what you gotta do. When you do stupid shit like that, you put yourself and others at risk. And it's the incompetence that I have an issue with. My man.
Law enforcement has no duty to retreat. They have every duty when someone doesn't comply to lawful commands to pull him out the fucking car and arrest them. The individual obviously pulled off with him, right? But that is the risk you take as a law enforcement official. That's what happens. Unfortunately, that's the game.
Just reaching in, and the guy just takes. Now you're putting yourself. Now you may have to use your firearm, or you may die yourself. The thing that always strikes me when I watch this, and I think it's true for everything that this administration does in regards to world trade, everything like that, it's just everything is sloppy. Everything is sloppy. Everything.
Nigga, I know you ain't talking. I know you're not fucking talking, bruh. I know your dumbass not talking about U.S. is sloppy.
Does in regards to world trade, everything like that. It's just everything is sloppy. Everything is sloppy. Everything is smoke and mirrors. Everything's just like let's say none of us know what happened. Why the fuck are they coming out within an hour of the event itself and labeling the victim
A terrorist.
a domestic terrorist that quickly?
When
Trump will say,
Hey, bro. Last time I checked, the $1 Canadian dollar, right, is equal to 72 U.S. cents. I think you niggas need to shut the fuck up. Okay, you guys are on an American platform. Okay, I think you niggas need to shut the fuck up. You better not talk shit about the United States. Okay, your dollar is fucking weaker than ours and it always has been. Your country sucks. Your economy's in the shitter. You guys are getting overrun and fucking migrants. You guys have a mass immigration problem, okay? Your economy's in the fucking shitter. Do not talk shit about the United States. We can talk shit about the United States as Americans, but you fucking Canadians, you niggas cannot talk shit about the United States. This pirate ass nigga and this fucking voodoo nigga right here, like, you guys need to shut the fuck up. For all our faults, we're still better than you niggas. Fresh and fit, United States, all of it. We're better than you niggas.
right now, this what she did was so bad, but we should wait for investigation. But did you guys wait before you labeled her something publicly, before you said what she is? No, right? And it's like, I just have a hard time, just in general, like looking at the professionalism of the people who do this job, and looking at the people who support it, and they don't care about professionalism. They don't care about, they say, oh, law and order, whatever it is. Well, law and order requires people to have ethics, to have
standard. Yeah, law and order, like removing people that come here illegally, you know, law and order, so that we don't have a bunch of illegal aliens in here that have been absolutely destroying our social system and destroying this country for a long ass time. We're trying not to be like Canada.
What are we watching unfold? Super sensible. And you know what? If they'd come out and said that, I don't think I'd have as much thought. I still think it's a fucked up situation. But at the very least, this has never been an administration that cares about truth, doesn't care about consequence, doesn't care about law and order. They'll pardon anyone. Doesn't matter if you're caught on camera taking bribes.
You can make those criticisms, you can. But when it comes to immigration, definitely better than other administrations.
You're still in their office. They got motherfuckers literally taking cash money bribes for favorable contracts. And they're like, pardon, you're good, stay. So it just, there's nothing about this that's going to strike anyone as surprising in terms of how they're handling it. And that should frighten you, because if they can label you a terrorist, you understand that means that they can do a lot of different things to you in terms of what kind of powers they can stick on you. And I've seen so many videos. There was a video even that same day.
Here's what was recorded using pepper spray on protesters after some threw snowballs at an ICE vehicle.
What's that? Look, what is that? What is that?
Yeah, deserved. You don't know what the fuck this trying to do. You're walking up to the car. Yeah, you deserve the pepper spray. Walk around and find out. These dumbass progressives, bro, like these niggas don't want consequences for their fuckery. Let me just throw a bunch of snowballs at a fucking car. Not realizing, by the way, for anyone that's from the Northeast or been in an area that snows a lot, bro, those ice balls can shatter windshields. FYI, you get a nice fucking snowball that's iced up, that shit could smash a fucking windshield and break through 100% and fuck the person up inside. Okay? Destruction of government property, another felony. And then she walks up to the car. Yeah, you deserve to get fucking pepper sprayed.
Welcome, punch.
100% deserved.
That's I'm gonna tell you what that is.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what that is.
What is that?
I'm gonna tell you what that is.
Tell me.
A nice car.
It's called don't be a fucking. It's called fucking around and finding out.
All right, it's a Dodge Durango.
Starting off the year with a bang.
That's supposed to be funny. Yo, these niggas are whack. Actually, watching these niggas videos like reminds me like, yo, these niggas are garbage. And they steal our sound effects too.
Agents, cops in general, are all given more powers than the average person. Okay. Yes, I can imagine that protesters are fucking annoying. They're disruptive. They're throwing snowballs, whatever. Why is your window open so you can pepper spray them from your car? What is that? You're not.
Well, she rolled it down after. Hold on, let me look here. Pretty sure she rolled it down after.
You understand that? That means that they can do a lot of different in terms of what kind of powers they can stick on you. And I've seen so many. There was a video even that same day. What's that?
She did spray her.
Look, what is that? What is?
Yeah, window was down. Oh well. Why are the cops being blamed for people being unruly fucking? Bro, why'd you have your window down? They should be able to throw snowballs with you with impunity. Fuck that shit, bro. Fuck that shit. Roll your fucking window down, okay? She probably had her window down like that because she wanted to spray these niggas as they try to fucking fuck with the car. Fuck it. Fuck around and find out. Keep your window down. Fuck it. Because here's the problem, right, with these agitators and these fucking protesters. If you let them keep doing this crazy shit, they get worse and worse and worse. At some point, you gotta fucking hit these dumbass niggas back and let them know that there's consequences. Just like Anus and Reach. Niggas made video after video after video after video. Now I'm hitting them back. Now they realize, oh shit. Hit those niggas back, bro.
Welcome, punch.
You have to make it where it's painful for them to keep doing what they're doing. You could be nice, you ignore, you try to be nice to another chick, but at some point you gotta hit these motherfuckers back. That's the only thing people respond to a lot of the times. You have to make it more painful for them to hit you, right? For fear of retaliation. Same dumbass, same shit. These these bitch ass niggas out and preach these fucking used to make a video on us like every week. Now niggas are thinking twice. Oh shit, these niggas, if I make a video on these niggas, Myra's gonna get on my neck. I'm gonna lose another 10,000 subscribers. Yeah, that's what it's gonna take. That's what it's gonna take. At some point, you gotta fucking fight back. And that's what these fucking ICE agents are doing. Enough is enough, bro. Enough is enough. Bitch ass niggas throwing snowballs at them. All right, fuck around and find out. Now we're gonna fucking mace your dumbasses. Good. Roll with your fucking window down, mace these niggas. Alba and Preacher are defending the fucking agitators because they're dumbass liberal talking about, we have respect for law and order. All right, nigga, then what is lawful about throwing fucking snowballs at ICE vehicles, right? What is lawful about that? What is orderous about that? Nothing. It's only law and order from the law enforcement side, but these niggas can act unruly as they want. Well, guess what? Niggas want to be unruly? Well, guess what? Now we got to go ahead and get a little unruly as well to bring these niggas into the law and order. Stupid fucks.
What is that?
It's called finding out after fucking around, just like you bitch ass niggas are finding out. Matter of fact, let's see how these dumbass niggas shit is going real quick. Social Blade here, Abba and Preach, Anus and Reach. Let's see here. Minus 10K, fucking around and finding out. That's what it's called, you fucking around and finding out. You bitch ass niggas want to talk shit for 4 years, whatever. Now you niggas are getting the find out part. Just like all these progressives and these dumbass agitators and these fucking rioters are finding out now. Niggas are getting punched back in the fucking face.
Welcome, punch.
Fucking.
That's I'm gonna tell you what that is.
Good mace these niggas, they deserve it.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what that is.
What is that?
I'm gonna tell you what that is.
Tell me.
A nice car.
It's called finding out after fucking around.
It's a Dodge Durango.
Starting off the year with a bang. Federal agents, cops in general, are all given more powers than the average person, okay? Yes, I can imagine that protesters are fucking annoying, they're disruptive, they're throwing snowballs, whatever. Why?
And they're violent. They're not just disruptive, they're fucking violent.
Is your window open so you can pepper spray them from your car?
Why not? Why not? Niggas want to throw snowballs and fuck around? Okay, cool.
What is that? You're not making...
Dude, like, yo, like, honestly, like, I'm glad that ICE is finally punching these dumbass progressives back, bro. Niggas need to understand that you can't just assault officers all day, destroy property, protest like fucking... obstruct them from doing their jobs. Fuck all y'all niggas. You should all go to fucking jail, honestly.
Someone less of a threat, you're blocking up traffic, which means for the people behind you, then they have to deal with folks. It doesn't make you any safer. All you go do this for is to get some payback. That's all it is. Oh. And the people who cheer on this lack of professionalism. But one day when it's going to get turned on them and they'll say, this is brutality you guys are endorsing a bigger sin. You guys are endorsing them.
No. See, the problem is that the violence started on them. People started going crazy on them as they were trying to do their job and enforce immigration law. So now they're ramping shit up and they're not tolerating the bullshit no more. This has been going on for damn near a year now at this point. When ICE wanted to go ahead and escalate and actually do their fucking jobs and deport these people that have been here for a very long time, illegally, by the way, because we've had this immigration problem for a very long time. They're sanctuary cities allowing and emboldening these fucking illegal aliens to stay here and do the bullshit that they're doing. ICE finally said, we're going to enforce immigration. These motherfuckers start rioting, attacking them, assaulting them, doxing them, etc. So yes, enough is enough. They're putting their fucking foot down. And honestly, thank God. So we end up like your fucked up country where you guys have an immigration problem, your dollar's weak, your economy's cooked, people are abusing your guys' social safety net systems. We don't want to end up like Canada. And it's funny that you motherfuckers are sitting here Monday morning quarterbacking our immigration policy or our immigration enforcement when quite literally you're getting by immigration. Canada ain't Canada anymore. Go to Toronto. All I see is,
thank you, come again.
Go to this store.
Thank you, come again.
Go to this business.
Thank you, come again.
Toronto, once great city, tourist destination for Canada. That shit's turned into Mumbai.
Thank you, come again.
Get the fuck up out of here. Don't talk to us about our immigration system when you niggas are being overrun by fucking third worlders. Get the fuck out of here, man. Holy shit. We don't give a fuck about your fucking opinion on this shit because that lack of immigration enforcement is precisely why Canada's fucking cooked. Stupid ass niggas. Clearly progressivism doesn't work when it comes to immigration enforcement. So now we're doing it our way. So shut the fuck up.
Using excessive force. You guys are endorsing them doing these things, not because it's protecting the citizens, not because they don't like you and they don't like what you stand for or the fact that you're annoying. What is the reason they got out of their car? Why do they have their window open to pepper spray?
Because that's a get back.
Okay. So
this is
because that's the find out part of fucking around. That's why.
I'm a get.
People cannot behave like fucking petulant children to law enforcement for over a year and not get fucking consequences back. You have to fucking show these motherfuckers that there's consequences to their behaviors. That's why. We are not Canada. We are not cucked. Okay?
Back to you. This is revenge. This is pettiness. If pettiness was a police officer.
Yeah, and that shit's awesome. The DHS shit, them releasing the DHS really released this? Yeah, it did. That's why America's better than Canada. We're not fucking bitch ass you guys getting offended by shit like that. We got freedom of speech over here. You guys don't have that. That's why your country sucks. You niggas wish you could be us.
That's crazy.
You know, like, oh, people are like, oh, it's funny to me. I get what you're saying.
It's crazy.
The problem with this kind of attitude is that the job is not a joke.
No, it's
if you treat it like a joke, then it's different, right? If you're doing these kind of like meme type advertisements to be like, fuck, aren't we funny and hilarious? You attract jokesters. And especially if your training reflects that, that's what I'm talking about. This is the part that bothers me, again, just because my experience working with the state, or at least being with the military, is the complete opposite. Like, you're expected to bend over backwards to make sure that you don't make the forces don't look bad, that you uphold, even if they're all coming after you, can't do this.
That's when
but
the force, opposite. That's when the forces care. You know what? When I see this, what it reminds me to? It reminds me of a police force that you see in third world countries. They don't care. Okay. And no matter what they do, it's going to be on their side. It's going to be nationwide. Nationwide is on your side.
This nigga's a bro.
So I'm not sure. Wondering what your opinion will be from Minnesota? It's another Rip Bozo situation. That's right. Yep, shouldn't be. Hey. They tell you stop moving your car, get out of the fucking car, and you start driving around, and you get to end up shot. That's the way it is. Yeah, Rip Bozo.
So there you guys have it. You don't react the way that they like. If you flee and you do so in a stupid way or whatever it could be, Rip Bozo, fuck around, find out, whatever it could be. And I say, okay. But again, when you guys are going to be talking about your rights, your state rights, whatever the fuck it is, and then the truth on the other foot, I don't want to hear nothing. I remember this fucking goofball and a lot of the other people crying about January 6th when they were breaking the Capitol. Why did they have to kill that lady? She was just protesting. Okay, just remember, it will come for you, right? All these standards that they're setting, it's always funny when it's your turn.
Mm-hmm. Why was he still firing at her point blank from the side, even if she was completely out of the way? To neutralize the threat of her potentially running over other people?
Pause. She's not running over people. But if you shoot her while she's driving a vehicle, she might. And the only reason why she stopped is because she rammed into two cars. Those two.
Well, here's the thing. Again, with the wave cap, whatever the fuck that thing is on your head, pantyhose, I don't know. But again, you're operating on 20/20 hindsight. He wanted to stop the threat, and that's what he did.
Cars wouldn't be there. It could have been a whole other situation that would unfold. We don't know how far she would have gone.
Again, operating on 20/20 hindsight like a fucking typical progressive. That does not matter.
And with the velocity, so imagine it would pick up the car.
Nigga just found out that word velocity the day before. Dictionary trying to increase my vocabulary because Mary Gay says so hold on, if you left it, okay, I'm gonna use it in the video.
I would have picked up the velocity. That's not how you shoot a threat. As a matter of fact, certain police chases stop because it is a threat for other people if something happens. If you do a pit maneuver.
This wasn't a police chase.
And then it rams and nigga 2-3 other cars. You're not
analogous to the situation whatsoever.
Better situation. The point is not.
Yo, who watches these niggas give their commentary? These guys are so dumb. Holy shit. This is the first time I've actually watched one of their videos where they're giving like somewhat like political analysis on a hot button topic. And these niggas are completely uninformed. It's wild.
Other people. So if you shoot someone in a moving car that is moving away from you, you're potentially harming people. But like Abba said,
but this is not.
They are sloppy.
But this is not, well, he's saying this. It's not about safety.
No, it's not.
It's about punishment.
It's a get back.
That's it. That's all this is. It's far more dangerous to shoot someone in a moving vehicle. What if you missed? What if it goes through the windshield, hits the people who are recording right behind? What if it hits somebody else? If you don't even know what's on your side, you shouldn't just start firing like that.
And
I'll tell you this, he ain't miss.
Like a stable, non-moving target, you can have ricochet. Something that's moving, even worse.
You can say whatever you want, but there's nothing about this that makes anybody safer. All right, I'm all for charging people they committed crime. That's fine. There's a way to go about it based off the crime committed. People acting like this is a
so her running at him attempted murder with a car doesn't justify his use of force, bro. Like, you're stupid, bro.
Thinking it keeps the public safer. If you like tyranny,
these niggas are so brain dead.
Keep doing your thing, I guess.
These are such
tyranny, another progressive term that they love to use. Tyranny.
What are you talking about? This is so obvious.
You know why people say all this stuff? It's because they feel like they're immune. They feel like it'll never touch them, so it's okay.
Back up! Back up! See, all they need to do is just like sit there. Anybody that walks on the road, just shoot them. The paintball gun, right? I mean, like, I'm not talking about live ammo. Just shoot them with the paintball gun.
They'll love to see a lib get fucking pepper sprayed or whatever it is. But I just remind you, there will be elections coming up. The shoe will be on the other foot. And when it's going to be your turn, and then you're going to say brutality, there's going to be zero people who are going to give a fuck.
Great one. Okay, guys. Brain dead analysis from Anus and Reach. It perfectly explains why these niggas are down 10K in the last 30 days. Incredible. Dudes are fucking incredible how dumb these guys are. I feel sorry for anyone that watched these niggas.